What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to review Evil Dead, the game. And I want to give this game, honestly, glowing praise. The path to this game has been quite something, right? I was very much, anticipating this game. I thought it could be good. I'm not even I would not consider myself an Evil Dead fan. Maybe that's immediately a click off for you. You're off the channel, whatever. But to me, it was about, I guess, melding the property, but about, all right, is this some weird fusion of Friday the 13th, Dead by Daylight, Predator Hunting Grounds? Like, where does this fit in that world of horror, right? And does it will actually pull it off? And then we got to last week, and I don't think, to my knowledge, nobody got a review code. The game came out on Friday, and there were 0 reviews on Metacritic midday on Friday. Now, maybe there is now. I actually haven't even checked. Midday on Friday, playing the game. The servers are completely broken for the first half, and there's no reviews. So at that point, I'm getting worried. Now, let me skip to how I feel about the game right now. This game is phenomenal. This game is really good. I really don't have any... I don't even want to question myself. This is my favorite of that group. I mentioned Friday the 13th. Now, I don't know. Dead by Daylight is different for the simple fact, in my opinion, that you can't fight back. Like, yes, you can vault, and yes, you can hit, like the wooden pallets on the enemies, but you can't, it's not the same thing in my opinion. So out of, Friday the 13th, Predator Hunting Grounds, out of that lot, Evil Dead, the game, to me, is the best one. I think, even from a lore perspective, it's probably the most appealing. Now, again, I actually don't really care all that much, okay? I think, in terms of, like, how the game looks and did they do, like, the Necromancer, right, and Ash and all that stuff, it's like, that's probably best for somebody else to answer, but it looks good to me, okay? I feel like the lore is kind of, one of the higher ones of that, of that group, and the quality is just so freaking good. Now, server issues aside, and I want to make that known, but I also want to make it clear, I'm willing to say, I'm sorry, I'm willing to say, like, hey, this only impacted me for maybe like 2/3 of the day. Friday was bad. I mean, Friday, you play the tutorial, you have to play at least one of the 2 tutorials to get in the game. The game kept kicking me, and then the tutorial doesn't save, so you literally have to repeat from the beginning the tutorial. So that was very upsetting. I was actually planning on live streaming it this past Friday, and I didn't because as of 3 or 4 p.m. my time, I couldn't get on. Now, that night, it seemed like they flipped the, there was a switch somewhere, and they flicked it, and it works fine. Saturday, Sunday, none of these days have been an issue anymore. And again, it lets the game shine. So this game is, in my opinion, it's a smaller yet the same Friday the 13th. I guess smaller in the way that it's smaller amount of people, right? Friday the 13th is, I believe, 7 survivors versus 1, killer, and then this game obviously is 4v1, but this game is so freaking good. So you're in a huge map, but the map, I guess that is a weakness in terms of there is very limited map amounts, but you don't trek across the whole map. In fact, most likely, you're going to be exploring maybe 1/4 to 1/3 of the map in any given match. You're not going to be running around to every single location in the map. So it feels huge, and you don't even explore it all, so it's kind of odd. Maybe a smaller map, but actually, no, you can't do that because the demon, it's actually, in my opinion, it's very smart because it's very well balanced because the map is so big and you're not going through the whole map. So as the demon, right, as the villain of this game, you have to seek out the survivors. But the gameplay in this game is phenomenal. Both. I mean, that's a thing too you have to be careful of, right? With any of these games, Friday, Predator, are both sides fun to play? Because for Predator, it very much seemed like only the Predator people wanted to play. And you can notice that by, like, length of time. How long does it take to get into a match? Now, I haven't noticed any, stupid stuff happening with Evil Dead. I get into a match. You do go in quicker as survivors than you do as killers, but it's not like half an hour for killer versus, like, 30 seconds for survivor, which it was for, Predator Hunting Grounds, there were times it would be like a 20-25 minute wait to be which is a joke, an absolute joke. And that, again, that stresses, okay, well, clearly people don't want to play as the other one, but in this game, it's fun. It's fun to play as both. It feels equally challenging. It feels rewarding, and it plays obviously completely different. I mean, if you're the demon, you have your own. I mean, you're on one side of your brain, right? You're using all these tactics, all this stuff, and then as the survivor, I guess, well, actually, as both, you are thinking, okay, well, if I was the other group, what would I be doing right now? How would I be acting if I was the other side? So there is like an overlay, right, where both sides kind of maybe are thinking the same thing because they're trying to think as the other one. But again, in my opinion, there's really not any weaknesses. People are getting better. I've noticed very noticeably over the weekend. I'm pretty good, I would say. Not to pat my own back, but as the demon, I think I am pretty good. I'm noticing now survivors are getting pretty darn tough to play against, and as survivors, I think it's kind of the same. I think survivors are getting better in general. So when you are a survivor, maybe you're handling the demon. I don't know if that will result in balancing issues. I do think there are things I would adjust, specifically like towards the end and moments of kind of like the last stand. Would I, almost buff the demon a little bit? Yes, I actually would, but I'm having so much fun playing this game. The game is huge. Again, like map size is big. I think there's a lot of replayability because I think people keep getting better, but also like each character has like a skill tree, and I mean, they are gigantic. I mean, the Necromancer, I think I counted 76 levels. You have to get the Necromancer to level 76 to get the entire perk tree, skill tree, upgrade all the way. I'm at 18 or 19, and you level up. Actually, the higher you go, you level up very, very slow. Obviously, that's a norm, but it feels even slower in this game. So it's going to take a while for people, I think, to max out anybody in this game. And again, maybe that's a good thing because you're going to be playing it for so long. But this is everything. To boil it down, here's what I want to say. This was everything I could have hoped for, okay? I had worries. I also was fairly optimistic, like, the entire time. Until day one. Again, like, the servers being down, no reviews, really scared me, where it's like, okay, did I misread the game? Did I misread the game? And the answer is, well, I misread it for, again, 2/3 of the day. I don't think they were ready for the servers, whatever. I will blame them, okay? But after that, they were ready to rock. They really were. They did so good, and this was everything I want it to be. This is a better Friday the 13th. This is a game that you can jump in. Now, it's not short matches. Like, I'll play a game like Rocket League. If I want to get in, get out, and I truly mean that, like, I'm talking 5, 10, 20 minutes, you have to play something else, right? Because this game, most likely, matches will take you between 20 and 30 minutes, okay? That's how long a match will probably take. So this isn't, Rocket League's fast style, but, again, lining up with Predator, lining up with Friday the 13th, this is a game that if you have, a couple hours, 1-2 hours, you can play, 2-4 matches, and you just feel, it just feels good. Everything feels good. The combat is spectacular. The visuals are really good. I mean, I was kind of shocked. I paid attention to this game, but I also didn't, almost to, I don't know, kind of go in new. The visuals look phenomenal. The music is very good, but it's very loud. The music needs some mixing updates, which I'll have to, maybe I'll check. I do want to say, like, the demon, some of the movements of the demon when you're like in the air and you're gliding, the sensitivity is nuts, and it's supposed to be that way, and the only reason I say that is because you can't change it. There is no sensitivity options for the demon. So I think some things are purposeful and some things maybe aren't, but everything stands out. I mean, again, the visuals are good, the combat is good, the strategy is awesome, playing it with people is awesome. There is tension, there is a feeling of reward, from both sides. If you do something pretty cool as the survivors, you feel good. If you get the survivors in a certain situation as the demon, you feel good. I mean, the game really works, and I said it going in, all I want from this game, give me a couple months of a really fun Friday the 13th-esque game, and make it last, and maybe it can last longer. Friday the 13th had lawsuits. They literally couldn't update the game, in terms of like adding stuff. Evil Dead doesn't have that issue, so maybe Evil Dead can pull it off where I'm playing this game in a year. I don't think I will. That's the kind of person I am, okay? I want to make that clear. It's not the game's fault. I probably won't be playing this past the summer, probably the fall, when a lot more games come out. I'll probably ditch it, but that's just who I am, okay? That's just the kind of person I am, but maybe not. And maybe this game, and again, all I really want from this game, or wanted, and it is to be a game that's on my PlayStation, that is downloaded, it's there, and if I ever want to kind of jump in, play a couple matches, have some fun, I can do that. And if I don't want to play it a couple nights, I don't have to, right? That's what I wanted. And for that to not get old, not be horrible, not the servers be broken for like 15 months like Friday the 13th was, right? Like all these kind of things. And this game did it. This game successfully did it. So I'm really happy with this game. And again, it's an absolute blast. I've been playing it with subscribers from community members. You guys can friend me on PlayStation Podcast Now. If you want to friend me there, we can play it. I've been inviting anybody who's playing Evil Dead at the time I'm playing. I'll just kind of like send an invite. And if you want to play with me, you can. If you don't, that's totally cool, but I've been having a blast. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on. If you want to follow me anywhere else, again, all my social media is in the description below. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you all on the next video.